Welcome to the Think Forward podcast, where we speak with futurists, innovators, and big thinkers. Come along with your host, Steve Fisher, and explore the future together.
Welcome back to Foundations in Foresight, a Think Forward series. I'm Steve Fisher, and today we're exploring an important aspect of the transform model, the holistic approach. All right, friends and fellow futurists, imagine you're sitting in traffic, you're stuck, late for a meeting, and frustrated. If you're only thinking about your own car or the route you're taking, you're trapped in fragmented thinking. But zoom out a bit. What if you thought about traffic as a system? What if the problem isn't just too many cars, but how cities are designed, how we work, and even how public transportation functions? That shift in thinking is what we call the holistic approach. It's about looking beyond isolated problems and understanding the interconnected complexity of entire systems. Holistic thinking allows us to see the bigger picture, explore relationships and interactions, and tackle issues at the systemic level rather than treating symptoms. It's like putting together a puzzle. Each piece matters, but it's the picture they create together that tells the story. When we fail to adopt this approach, we end up with solutions that are superficial or temporary fixes at best. Ever try to fix something quickly only to realize your solution created more problems down the road? Yep, been there too. Holistic thinking helps us avoid those unintended consequences. Now let's dive into some real-world examples of industries where adopting a holistic approach has been an absolute game changer. You're going to love these stories. They're vivid, inspiring, and they illustrate the power of systems thinking beautifully. First up, let's talk about public health. Consider how the nation of Finland drastically reduced heart disease, not by simply focusing on medicine or surgeries, but by taking a holistic look at nutrition, public education, agriculture, and even trade policies. They launched broad initiatives to improve dietary habits across society, promoted healthier foods, regulated harmful ingredients, and encouraged communities to adopt better lifestyle choices. The result? Dramatic declines in heart disease and increased life expectancy, proving that when you look at health through a systems lens, you create long-lasting change. Next, let's hop over to sustainable city planning, where holistic thinking is transforming urban landscapes. Consider Singapore, a global poster child for integrated urban development. Instead of just building more roads to ease congestion, they took a step back to rethink how people move through their city. They invested in public transportation infrastructure, green spaces, and smart city technologies. Urban planners work closely with environmentalists, technologists, businesses, and residents to create interconnected, sustainable, and livable spaces. Today, Singapore is a model for cities worldwide, showing the power of holistic thinking in action. And how about education? Finland revolutionized its education system by taking a holistic view rather than simply tweaking parts of a traditional educational structure. Instead of just improving curriculum or upgrading technology separately, they redesigned education around lifelong learning, emphasizing collaboration, creativity, and adaptability. Teachers, administrators, parents, students, and even businesses became part of the dialogue, creating a system that was responsive and resilient to change. As a result, Finland consistently ranks among the top countries globally in education. These examples aren't isolated miracles. They're proof that holistic thinking not only works, but can transform society. So, how do you adopt holistic thinking in your own life and work? It's all about perspective shifts and practical methods. Let me share a few techniques. Systems mapping. Visualize how different parts of a system relate and influence each other. It's not just about individual parts, it's about connections. Cross-sector collaboration. Engage diverse stakeholders, including unlikely partners. When tackling community challenges, include educators, businesses, policymakers, and citizens. Scenario planning. Anticipate how different parts of a system might react under various conditions, preparing you for diverse outcomes. Feedback loops. Look for how one action influences another. Understand if your decisions reinforce beneficial loops or problematic cycles. Now, my favorite part, this is where you reflect on your own context. Take a moment and identify one significant issue you're facing right now. It could be in your organization, community, or even your personal life. Ask yourself, how could a holistic approach shift your understanding or alter the outcome? Could collaboration with unexpected partners provide new insights? Could thinking about your challenge through the lens of systemic interactions change the solutions you're considering? Could a broader perspective help avoid unintended consequences? Imagine what might become possible if you move beyond solving the immediate problem and instead consider the broader context in which that issue sits. Holistic thinking could unlock new possibilities and solutions you've never even considered. Here's why embracing holistic thinking is so crucial for anyone interested in the future. We're facing increasingly complex challenges, from climate change to technological disruption. None of these issues can be effectively addressed through fragmented thinking. Holistic thinking helps us design solutions that are resilient, sustainable, and innovative. It opens doors to positive sum outcomes, where actions create benefits across multiple domains, instead of solving one problem while creating others. As we wrap up, here are 3 key takeaways from today's conversation. First is think systems, not silos. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Always look for interconnectedness. Second up is diverse perspectives are essential. Solutions built on varied viewpoints and interdisciplinary collaboration are more robust and adaptable. And third is shifting your mindset. Holistic thinking isn't just a technique. It's a mindset that shifts how you see the world, making you more proactive and innovative in facing complexity. Your call to action today: revisit that issue you reflected on earlier, apply these holistic insights, and challenge yourself to look for connections you haven't noticed before. How can you start solving your challenges differently today? And that's it for this episode of Think Forward Foundations. If you found this useful, be sure to subscribe and check out our next episode, where we dive deeper into systems thinking, building on today's holistic approach. Remember, the future is shaped by how we think and act today. So stay curious, stay connected, and as always, think forward.
Thanks for listening to the Think Forward podcast. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms and at www.thinkforwardshow.com, as well as on YouTube under Think Forward Show. See you next time.